Hey guys, Joshua Snow here, and today I'm going to talk to you about perspective blending. This is a very simple, very straightforward example, but I think it's going to help clarify how you would shoot this in the field. This was shot earlier in the year in Patagonia. It's a very simple shot. It was just our last morning in town, and we didn't really have time to go anywhere crazy epic. So this was just outside of El Chiltan. That's Mount Fitzroy and Cerro Torre over there on the left. And this is just a winding river. You can see here I've got two frames, and one of them is labeled 42, the other is 32. This bottom one was the wide shot. This is what I wanted to use to frame up the bushes here in the foreground. The vegetation was really sparse, and to get this angle of the river, being able to see a little bit of the river bank here and some of the other bushes kind of fading off into the background, I needed to be up higher a little bit, and going too wide was really making my mountains tiny. When I looked at this at 14 millimeters, all of these bushes were really small and the mountains were really tiny. So I compromised with 32 millimeters. And I do plan on doing a little bit of work here in the foreground to fill this in a little bit. But anyway, I just want to show you how we blend in this tighter 42 millimeter shot of the mountains. This is very simple, very straightforward. We have these nice horizon lines that are going to make our transition area not just very easy and simple, but it makes sense to blend it there because there is a big gap between the backside of this ridge and the mountains. There's a big valley there and a lake. Well, the lake's kind of off to the left, but the road's there. And what I'm going to do is just first change the blend mode of this layer to difference. And you can see if we zoom in, we've got these horizontal lines that are the two horizon lines between the two shots, but we're able to see through this top one. And I'm just going to hit Command T, Command or Control T to transform, and just using my shift and arrow keys, I'm going to key this up or down to align mostly with this as my main consideration, this horizon line. There's a lot of foliage and brush along the rim of this canyon, and it's going to give us a nice place to camouflage the transition zone here, and it's not going to look strange. So we've got that lined up. You can see how much bigger the mountains are here versus the 32 millimeter shot. So it's going to give them, restore their presence. It's going to make them feel bigger, more dominating, and it's going to feel more like you felt when you were there. When I was there, this represents the scene a little bit more accurately than just the 32 millimeter frame. So I'm going to hit enter to confirm my move. And we're going to change the blend mode of this back to normal. So if I toggle this on and off, you can see the horizon stays almost exactly in the same place. So very easy transition. I'm going to put an inverted mask on here, holding Alt or Option, clicking my mask button, and that's going to hide everything. I'm just going to zoom in here, and because the horizon is so simple, I'm not going to make any selections here. I'm just going to use a small brush with a high opacity of 100%, and I'm just going to start painting white along this horizon line. So brush a bit smaller. We're just going to continue painting all the way along this horizon line. Just using these bushes in this ridge here to camouflage the transition. So as I get closer to the edge, I'm just letting off my Wacom tablet ever so gently so that it feathers the transition a little bit. Alright, let's zoom out and see what that looks like. And let's just go over here and click on our mask. And we will take our rectangular marquee tool and we'll just try to get close and Alt Option to fill with white, and just filling this area in, bulk filling, and the rest we can just go in and touch up. Okay, you guys can see how simple it is to blend two different focal lengths. It's not always this simple. Sometimes it can be a little bit tedious, but this was a really good example, and I think it illustrated the effect and the technique in a way that's very easy to understand. So I hope you guys will give this a try and let me know what you think.